I'm Dr.Suja Nayar, Assistant Professor at GLS Law College. I'm a participant of 8 online Guru Dakshita faculty induction program organized from 12th July to 10th August 2021 by UGC Human Resource Development Center of Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. I'm going to deliver my presentation on fundamental duties. Next. Next. I quote Russell Creek that every right is married to a duty. Every right is married to a duty. Every freedom owes a corresponding responsibility. Every freedom owes a corresponding responsibility. With this quote, I, Dr. Suja, want to discuss about the fundamental duties of Indian Constitution. Next. As an Indian citizen, certain rights and duties are provided by our constitution to us. So, what are these fundamental duties? Fundamental duties are defined as the moral responsibility of all citizens to help encourage a spirit of patriotism and to uphold the unity of India. The duty of every citizen to abide by the laws and perform his or her legal obligations. A person should always be aware of his or her fundamental duties. Initially, while drafting the Constitution of India, the fundamental duties were not a part of Constitution, but they were included in the Constitution by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. The fundamental duties incorporated by inserting a new Article 51A, which belongs to a Part 4A. Next. Swaran Singh Committee. The Swaran Singh Committee, previous slide. Previous slide. Swaran Singh Committee was constituted by the Government of India in 1976. It was constituted by Srimati Indira Gandhi soon after the emergency was imposed in the country. The objective of this committee was to study the questions of amending the constitution in the light of past experience faced by the constitution. Next. The 10 fundamental duties in the Constitution were also added as per the recommendation of this committee suggested. The fundamental duties of citizen were added to the Constitution by the 42nd Amendment 1946 under the Article 51A Part 4A. Next. So these are the 10 fundamental duties were initiated in our constitution. Next. Originally 10 in number, the fundamental duties increased to 11 by the 86th Amendment in 2002. The 11th duty made it compulsory for each and every parent and guardian to provide the educational opportunities to their child who is more than 6 years but less than 14 years of his age. Next. The scope and importance of fundamental duties. Neither there is a direct provision in the constitution for the enforcement of these duties, nor there is any legal section ordered to prevent the violation of these duties. These duties are obligatory in nature, and these are some important facts which is related to fundamental duties, that a person should respect the fundamental rights and duties equally. Any ambiguous statute can be interpreted with the help of fundamental duties, and the judiciary can consider the law reasonable if given effect to any of the fundamental duties. Next. 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 The Supreme Court said that the fundamental duties can be used to in previous. The Supreme Court said that the fundamental duties can be used to interpret any statute which is uncertain. These duties provided educational and psychological value to the citizen of India, and these duties uphold the spirit of democracy and patriotism. In the case of Ramlila Maidan incident versus Home Secretary and others, the court held that the word fundamental is used two separate senses in our constitution. When the word fundamental is used for rights, then it means that these rights are very essential, and any law which will violate these rights will be declared as void. But when this word is used for duties, it is used in a normative sense, and it is set certain goals before the state which the state should try to achieve. Previous slide. Previous slide. 86 Amendment 2002. Next. Unnikrishnan, in the case of Unnikrishnan and others versus state of previous slide. In the case of Unnikrishnans and others versus state of Andhra Pradesh, in this case, the judiciary stated that all the citizens who are below the age of 14 years have a right to free and compulsory education. With this judgment, the government inserted the amendment 86 amendment in 2002, which stated that it is a fundamental duty of every citizen who is a parent or a guardian to provide opportunities for free and compulsory education to a child who is between 6 years to 14 years of his age. Next. Justice Verma Committee was established in 1998, and this committee took this step because it was aware of non-operationalization of fundamental duties. Next. This committee provide some provisions, and the provisions were incorporated with some acts, some statutes, and some laws, like no person can disrespect the national flag, Constitution of India, and the national anthem under the Prevention of Insult to National Honor Act 1971. Various criminal laws have been enacted which provide punishment to the people who encourage enmity between the people on the ground of race, religion, etc. The Protection of Civil Right Act provided for the punishment in case of in any offences related in caste and religion. The Wildlife Protection Act to protect the animals, the Forest Act. These all are the acts, the statute are related to our fundamental duty. As you can see, that fundamental duties are also said about these things. And because of this, the committee suggested that there must be some act, some statute which is incorporated with our fundamental duties. Next. Now, we are going to discuss the relationship between fundamental rights, directive principles, and fundamental duties. Is there any relation between all these three things? Yes, there is. According to the judiciary, there is a common thread which runs between Part 3, Part 4, and Part 4A of Indian Constitution. First part provides us the fundamental right which is very essential for any citizen, and the second part provide us with the directive principle, the basic principle which a state have to follow whenever it enacts any law for the citizen. And the third fundamental duties, as I said, that duties and right are related to each other. So without right there is no duties, there is without duties there is no right. So all these things are related to each other. Next, next, next. These are some basic cases which are related to fundamental duties. Aim students versus just a minute, friends. AIM Students Union versus AIMS. In this case, the Supreme Court held that the fundamental duties are equally important like the fundamental rights. Just because they are duties, they cannot be overlooked. They have the same importance with the fundamental rights hold. Then Keshwan and Bharti, the most important case, the landmark judgment of Supreme Court of India. In this case, Supreme Court of India stated that the fundamental rights and directive principles are not only complementary to each other, but they both supplement each other by providing same goal of to establish a welfare state by the means of social resolution. The Supreme Court has also upheld that these duties are not only obligatory for all the citizens, but the court can enforce them by making various laws. And because of this, the Supreme Court has already given direction to the state in order to ensure the effective implementation of the fundamental duties. The previous slide. Ramlila Maidan incident versus Home Secretary and others. There would be an imbalance. The judiciary said that there would be imbalance of importance is given to only fundamental rights or to fundamental duties. Duty is considered as a true source of right. The court considered the fundamental duties that they are present in Article 51A while examining the reasonableness of the legislative restriction on exercise of various freedoms. I, Dr. Suja Nayar, thank you, UGC Resource Development Center of Gujarat University, Ahmedabad, for providing me an opportunity to join the 8th online Guru Dakshita faculty induction program. Thank you.